Even following the decimation, the Marvel Cinematic Universe had no shortage of superheroes. Seriously, they're even in outer space. Now that we've adjusted the current hero roster following Avengers Endgame, we have to wonder, who was the real standout hero of the movie? Looking back, there's one hero without whom none of this would have been possible. Every bit of joy experienced in the MCU from this point forward is due to one very important, significant, and powerful character. During Avengers Endgame, Scott Lang tried to provide a ham-handed explanation of how time travel works based primarily on the popular film franchise Back to the Future. But shockingly enough, Doc Brown apparently doesn't exist in the MCU, because both Tony Stark and Bruce Banner were quick to point out that's not really how time travel works. Bruce Banner and the Ancient One were kind enough to give us a little rooftop lesson about the limitations of time travel in the MCU. Basically, changing the past is a bad idea, because it creates a new timeline where pretty much anything could go wrong. Before she handed over the Time Stone, the Ancient One made Bruce promise he would bring it back to this point in time in order to avoid totally mucking up the time-space continuum. If Thanos had just asked nicely for the Infinity Stones, the previous MCU movies would have been very different. Let's think about all of the things that had to happen in order for our heroes to succeed against Thanos and undo the decimation. By doing this, it will become clear who the one ultimate hero is of Avengers Endgame. Captain Marvel was supposed to be the strongest hero ever to enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but clearly that couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, she stood her own against Thanos, but if it wasn't for this hero, she would never have been back to Earth in the first place. Was the real hero Captain America, who broke our hearts by shaving that beautiful beard and then started a support group for sad people? Not a chance. What about Tony Stark? Oh, the guy whose response to the decimation was to move into a cozy cottage with his beautiful family. Next! Black Widow was at least still pretending to be a superhero as she held things down at Avengers headquarters and hosted weird hologram meetings. Yeah, eventually she brought Clint Barton back into the fold, but that's probably because she wanted his new terrible mohawk to distract from her hair being in the awkward growing out phase. It turns out Rhodey is a lot less fun when Tony Stark isn't around. And other than giving Captain Marvel a whole bunch of toot and keeping tabs on new creepy Clint, we weren't impressed. Nebula, Rocket, and Bruce Banner seemed to be keeping their heads down, but didn't really stand out during this time. Thor did manage to find a new home for the Asgardians, which is a huge plus, but then he became a drunken Fortnite player, and that isn't a good look for anyone. Now let's talk about Scott the Ant-Man Lang. Before he arrived at the Avengers compound, all of the other heroes were somewhere between stagnant and miserable. Scott brought knowledge of Hank Pym's work, the concept of the quantum realm, ideas for time travel, and best of all, he brought hope. Wait, hope is definitely not more important than time travel. But let's not forget that Scott was stuck in the quantum realm during the decimation, which we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp. While we enjoy reminiscing about the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the other assorted heroes who don't fit into either category, we are here to talk about the one supreme hero of Avengers Endgame. That impetus to our heroes being able to undo the decimation and ultimately defeat Thanos is due to Scott Lang getting the science of Hank Pym into the hands of much more intelligent people. And surely you agree he could never have done this if he was still trapped in the quantum realm. Well, answer me this, dear video viewer. How could Scott Lang have gotten out of the quantum realm if not for the rat that walked over the control panel and caused him to shoot out of the quantum realm and into Lewis's van? Yes, that rat is responsible for the day being saved, and Scott Lang scampered off without even a mere thank you. And was he just any rat? Does he have a greater purpose? Could we have witnessed the origin story of Splinter from the Ninja Turtles franchise? Well, according to a brief Wikipedia search, the rights to that franchise belong to Nickelodeon, so probably not. But that doesn't mean we're gonna stop thinking about it. So, take a moment to celebrate the crowning achievement of this brave little rodent who made everything in the MCU possible. When you head to the theaters to see Spider-Man Far From Home, you'll know who to thank. Because if it wasn't for that rat, Peter Parker would still be a big old pile of dust, and Far From Home probably wouldn't be very good. We know your mind is totally blown right now, and you have a new favorite MCU hero of all time. When you're all done readjusting your worldview, make sure to tell us who the ultimate endgame hero is in the comments section below, and then click on that subscribe button for more videos from us here at CBR. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you rats again next time.